So you can start.
Yeah. So first of all, very good evening, and it's like simply great to like just see you. Like you're just
Thank
like,
you.
okay, I've grown up watching your movies, ma'am. Right from the start of your career to present day, it's dance that's been a constant in your life. Like one can't imagine Madhuri Dixit without dance, and we see that in Majama as well. Is that something that you currently look for in the scripts that come to you? I'm sure a lot of producers, a lot of script writers.
No, nothing like that because I think dance was an integral portion of the script itself. Like even in Fame Game, because she's an actress and they wanted to show this big production that's going on, they had a small song. And for Majama also, it's an integral part of the whole script. And you will see when you see the movie why. But it was not added because I'm there, to ek gana dal do, aisa nahi. That was not the intention at all.
Okay. And ma'am, just watching you on screen, you just prove time and again that dance has nothing to do with age. And everyone, when we see you, we say like, Madhuri, how does Madhuri do it? Like, so I just have to ask the question, how does Madhuri Dixit do it?
I think I love it. And whenever you do something you love, it's never a chore or it's never something that will jar with anyone because I enjoy doing it. And I think people should try it. Age is just a number, and anybody can dance. And once you put your mind to it and you get the joy from it, I think, and you give joy as well when you dance. So I guess I love it and that's what I do.
Okay. And how has dance helped you off camera? And does being a fantastic dancer make you a good actor?
Well, I learned dancing very early, at a very early age. I was 3 years old and I learned Kathak. And Abhinay is part of Kathak. I think to a large extent it does teach you to have a very mobile face and you can show all your expressions. Of course, when you are working in movie, it's a different language, of acting. It has to be true to life. It cannot be like you're dancing. But it does teach you a lot of things.
Okay. And like, I've asked this to a lot of female actors, the roles that they do, they are someone's mother, someone's sister, someone's wife. But in this movie, like at the same time, your character has an own identity. Are you like really happy to be playing roles like this now?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's why I'm doing it. Otherwise, I wouldn't have done this film. I love the script. I love the fact that I'm working with Anand and Amrit. I think Anand is a very, very good director. And their team is fantastic. And all the actors are like brilliant. So when your team is good around you, they make you look good too. And I thoroughly enjoyed working on this film.
And this year you made a return after like 3 long years. I remember seeing the trailer and you were like, we can't believe you're here. And how much of a but I know you had a lot riding on it. So how much of a confidence boost was it to see it do so well?
Well, I just came out of the Fame Game and that did very, very well. People enjoyed it, people loved it. And I went into this film and now when I see the reactions and people liking the trailer and the song, and it's always, it always gives you joy because, that's what we work for people to like it. And when they like your product, then of course it brings you happiness.
Okay. And everyone's going to watch Majama because, you've entertained us for decades now. Having said that, what do you want the audiences take away from Majama?
Majama is a beautifully told tale set with set at the backdrop of a big celebration, festive season. There's a sagai in the house, and it's the story of Pallavi Patel, who, like she tells her daughter that मैं एक माँ हूँ, एक बेटी हूँ, एक पत्नी हूँ, लेकिन उसके अलावा भी मेरा एक वजूद है. So it's a very it has its funny moment. It's a warm film, but it has a very strong core, and I think it's like a brave film. It has a message, but it's not preachy.
Okay.
And it's told in a very sensitive way. Right. So that's what the takeaway will be.
Okay, that's one part of the interview for one
Yes.
publication. The second part is very like we want a relationships centric. So the questions are more or less like that. So I'll begin. Being an actress who made us fall in love with the word love, what advice would you like to give to the young generation of today?
About love?
And relationships.
And relationships. I think the only thing I'd like to say is that to build a relationship takes a very long time, but to destroy it, it's just, it just takes a second to do that. So I think you should concentrate more on building relationships, on making them work, on nurturing them, than giving up very easily.
Okay. And what do you think, like you see so many young actors and actresses, and in particular, what's the best and worst things about modern day dating that you see or have heard?
Well, I think times change and everything else changes. What's the worst thing? I don't know what the worst thing
Or
is.
something that you just
but,
don't understand?
No, I have two kids who are
Yeah,
teenagers,
so,
and
yeah.
my older kid is 19 now, so I'm sure at some point he will be dating. But I think what I see around me, especially people who are professionals, they find it very hard to find time to date. I mean, they're not meeting the right kind of people. And a lot of my friends who are not married yet and they're still younger to me, but they're still dating, and they say that it's so hard to meet someone
Okay.
who appeals to all your senses, and so I think that's sad.
Okay.
Today.
And when it comes to you, ma'am, is Madhuri Dixit an old school romantic or one who's become more practical with time?
I don't know, I'm still a romantic, and so is my husband, and I think that's why it works.
Okay. I was going to come to that. Like, what's your idea of a perfect date?
I think the idea of perfect date is the time you spend together should be informative. It should be something that you learn from, but you enjoy the company and you feel a joy, a happiness when you meet someone,
Okay.
and yet the exchange of ideas.
Okay. What's the most non-romantic yet adorable gesture you've done for each other, if you remember? What's
Non-romantic?
Non-romantic but still adorable, like,
I don't know. I mean, I think the first time that my birthday after we got married, the first birthday,
Okay.
my husband gave me a surprise dinner. Like, he just pretended. I used to love fixing things.
Okay.
So, there was something that had come and needed fixing.
Okay.
So he said, "Why don't you do that? And I'm so tired. I'm going to rest a little bit. Why don't you finish?" And he went inside. He was cooking. I didn't even know.
Okay.
So I was busy fixing that, and suddenly he said, "Come, come, come." So what happened? He says he was giving me a surprise. Yeah.
Lovely. And so in Fame game, like, your character was taken for granted by her loved ones. We saw that. So what's the first sign of emotional manipulation or abuse one should watch out for in a relationship? As far as
Well, I think whatever I've heard from people is that they will always put you down in front of others, or they will do that, apologize, but do it again. I'm sorry, I need to clear my throat. So apparently they will put you down in front of your friends. They will always demean you in a very subtle way, but they will apologize, but do the same thing again. So these are the kind of things. They will be controlling, with every little thing you do. So I think these are the kind of signs.
When you just coughed, I just like remembered hum aapke hain kaun. Yeah. So like, it's just tough to like, So last question, ma'am. In Majama, that's all about the good vibes. Like, the name literally means like, have fun. We feel that you're watching the Madhuri of old yet in a new avatar. So are you loving it, like you're giving fans the best of both worlds?
Well, I don't know. I mean, Majama is a story which I would like everyone to watch. I don't know if I'm doing Madhuri vibes or what vibes, but I went with the script and the story and the characters. It's a beautiful film. Do watch it. That's all I would say.
Definitely. Thank you, ma'am, so much for your time.
Thank you.
Pleasure. Good.